Top 1. Cranberry juice. While the liver has a very high potential for regeneration, the situation is quite different for the kidneys. Although it is a fascinating organ, it has one major disadvantage. Kidney function naturally declines in every human being over the course of their life. Because of this, we must be especially careful about the fluids we consume, distinguishing between those that are beneficial and those that are harmful to the kidneys. To understand which drinks the kidneys love and which ones burden them, we must first look at how the kidneys actually function. If you were to conduct a survey in a pedestrian zone and ask what kind of organ the kidney is, 100% of people would likely say it is an excretory organ. However, that is incorrect. The kidney is actually a resorption organ. It functions differently than the liver, where toxins are simply released into the blood after being detoxified. In the kidney, we produce what is called primary urine. This means the kidney first filters a specific portion from the blood, which still contains many very beneficial substances. These substances are then resorbed back into the body. Only then does the kidney excrete a few substances that must be removed, and the entire mixture is highly concentrated as water is withdrawn again. This final product is the urine we eventually excrete. Therefore, the kidney's primary achievement is not just excretion, but the initial filtering and subsequent re-resorption of substances. Looking at the structure, we have the so-called calyces, where the urine is filtered before being excreted through the ureter into the bladder. The smallest unit of the kidney is the Bowman's capsule, where primary urine is literally pressed out of the smallest blood vessels. These are the tiny functional units. A very high resorption performance then takes place. Blood vessels play a central role, specifically the smallest ones. We have approximately 60,000 to 120,000 kilometers of blood vessels in our body. In the kidney, these are organized into the nephron, the smallest functional unit. This is where the blood is cleaned. We have about 1 to 1.5 million nephrons performing the main task of filtration. In the glomerulus, blood pressure forces water and soluble substances like salts, nitrogen waste, amino acids, and sugar through a filter. Large molecules like blood cells and proteins are held back and remain in the blood. This filtrate then moves deeper into the system where resorption occurs. The blood vessels actively reclaim salts, glucose, and other nutrients through a membrane, keeping them in the body. Further down, additional waste products are released, and the actual detoxification occurs. This is also where the pH value is regulated. Substances like uric acid and urea are removed. Finally, in the deeper parts, a strong withdrawal of water occurs to create concentrated urine. You may have noticed that when you are thirsty and haven't drunk for a long time, your urine becomes very dark and concentrated. The kidney requires water to clean these vessels and keep them alive. Severe dehydration leads to serious damage, and after 3 days without water, a human will die. Regarding how much water we need, the standard recommendation is often 1.5 to 2 liters, but a 2023 study involving over 5,600 people across 26 countries showed that needs are highly individual. It depends on lifestyle, environment, and physical factors. Adults between 20 and 40 years old generally need the most. Factors like athletic activity, gender, weight, and altitude all play a role. For example, a worker with high physical activity needs an extra 1,000 milliliters. Someone 50 kilograms over their normal weight needs 700 milliliters more, and a 50% increase in humidity requires an extra 300 milliliters. In a developed country at sea level, at 10 degrees Celsius, a 70 kilogram inactive man needs about 3.7 liters of water transfer per day, which includes moisture from food like fruits and vegetables. A woman in the same conditions needs about 1 liter less. In a developing country at 2,000 meters altitude and 30 degrees Celsius with 90% humidity, a man needs 7.3 liters and a woman 6.8 liters per day. For healthy people, drinking extra water beyond their needs provides no benefit to kidney function, as shown by a Canadian study. However, for those in the early stages of kidney disease, increasing fluid intake can slow the progression of the disease, though this must be discussed with a doctor as late-stage patients often face fluid restrictions. Cranberry juice is an excellent drink for the kidneys. Cranberries, relatives of the lingonberry, are rich in antioxidants, minerals, and vitamins C and E. They are particularly effective in preventing urinary tract infections. Scientific studies, including a large study by the Cochrane Institute, have shown that active ingredients in cranberries prevent bacteria from adhering to the walls of the urinary tract. This can reduce the risk of recurring infections by up to 30% in women, 50% in children, and 50% in people susceptible due to medical interventions. Top 2. Lemon water. Lemon water is a very popular morning drink, and it is highly beneficial. It can contribute to the prevention of kidney stones and may even help dissolve them. The most common kidney stones are calcium stones made of calcium oxalate and calcium phosphate. Lemon juice can bind to these oxalates and transport them out of the body. A review study confirmed that these salts significantly reduce stone size, prevent new stones from forming, and stabilize existing ones. It is vital to protect the kidney's small blood vessels, as damage here is devastating. The two main killers of the kidney are type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure, which cause microvascular disease. Other causes include glomerulonephritis, which is an inflammation of the nephrons, often following viral or bacterial infections, as well as complex hereditary diseases and immune problems. Medications can also be highly toxic, including certain painkillers, antibiotics, contrast media, high blood pressure medications, and chemotherapy drugs. Kidney stones, caused by deposits of calcium, minerals, sugar, or salt, can also block the filters. High intake of oxalates from nuts and chocolate, or too much phosphate and calcium, can lead to these problems, especially if fluid intake is insufficient to flush them out. Recent studies show that a plant-based or vegetarian diet can lower risk factors by reducing high blood pressure, decreasing the toxins produced by animal protein breakdown, and lowering inflammation and oxidative stress. Some researchers now recommend that kidney patients avoid meat entirely. Top 3. Fresh vegetable and fruit smoothies. Self-prepared fresh vegetable and fruit smoothies are a great way to increase your intake of fiber and nutrients. However, if you suffer from kidney disease, you must be careful with the potassium content. You should avoid high potassium ingredients like oranges, bananas, plums, or plum juice. Despite this, smoothies remain a delicious opportunity to boost your health. Top 4. Vegetable juices. Vegetable juices are also very beneficial, provided you use low potassium vegetables. White cabbage is an excellent choice and is widely available. Celery juice is also very popular, as are beetroot and cucumber juices. Potassium is a vital mineral needed for fluid balance, nerve impulses, and muscle contractions, including the heart. While healthy kidneys have no trouble excreting excess potassium, those with kidney disease may struggle, leading to hyperkalemia. This is a dangerous condition that can cause fatal heart rhythm disturbances, so monitoring potassium intake is essential for kidney patients. Top 5. Coconut water. Coconut water is a delicious, mineral-rich option that helps flush the kidneys. It has a very low sugar content compared to other fruit juices and provides a refreshing vacation feeling. However, it is important to note that it is high in potassium, so it is not suitable for those with severe kidney disease. Top 6. Nettle tea. There are many kidney-friendly herbs known to traditional medicine. Nettle tea is a classic example, long used for its beneficial effects on the renal system. Top 7. Birch leaf tea. Birch leaf tea is a proven remedy for urinary tract diseases and bladder infections. It acts as a diuretic, stimulating the kidneys to produce more urine and flush the system. Top 8. Horsetail tea. Horsetail tea, also known as Zinnkraut, is well regarded for its ability to help with urinary stones and urinary gravel, assisting in the clearance of small deposits. Top 9. Green tea. Green tea is packed with antioxidants and can promote kidney function while preventing damage. A massive Japanese study, following over 100,000 people for nearly 20 years, found that women who consumed green tea had a significantly lower risk of kidney cancer. The active ingredient, epigallocatechin, EGCG, is believed to provide this protective effect. Furthermore, mouse models have shown that green tea can mitigate kidney damage caused by lead or plasticizers due to its high polyphenol content, offering an organ-protecting effect. Top 10. Pomegranate juice. Pomegranate juice is also rich in antioxidants and appears to prevent kidney damage. Studies on rats have shown that pomegranate juice can mitigate heavy metal-induced damage, specifically from lead exposure. Finally, we must address coffee. There is good news. In moderation, coffee is healthy for people with kidney disease and can even slightly improve kidney function. It may also lower the risk of diabetes, which is closely linked to kidney health. However, you should wait about an hour after waking up before having your first cup to allow adenosine levels to stabilize. Official guidelines suggest no more than 3 cups per day. It is often better to choose decaffeinated coffee to avoid increasing blood pressure. You should also enjoy it black, without milk, sugar, or syrups, to avoid unnecessary calories. Note that older, overweight individuals with metabolic syndrome or diabetes might see a decline in kidney function with coffee, so caution is advised for this group. Always consult with a nephrologist if you have kidney issues. If this deep dive into the science of your kidneys has changed the way you look at the drinks in your kitchen, please subscribe and like our channel. We are uncovering the vital health history and biological truths that are often overlooked. Plant the seeds for a healthier future. The next treasury of wellness secrets will be opened soon.